Hello teachers, I hope you're fine. I'm going to talk about providing intervention in bigger grades. If you are seeking to help your struggling readers, actually I got some questions about this thing, that should we really know how to teach phonics? Should we really have really good understanding of what phonics is? How many sounds are there? How many letter combinations can be making those sounds? Should we really go and train ourselves and really put in the time and the effort to learn this and then provide intervention if we are teaching the kids who are in bigger grades? So my answer to this is no. This is not your responsibility. This is the responsibility of teachers who are in the foundation years, the teachers who are in the formative years, the teachers who are teaching kids who are in KG, also grade 1 and grade 2, because those teachers in grade 1, 2, 3 will be then providing sort of intervention if they are getting kids who are struggling with reading. So they won't be able to give them proper intervention if they themselves don't know what phonics is. So if you are working in tougher curriculums or curriculums who work according to standards, so while hiring teachers who will be working in formative years, they will be hiring you based on this skill, this knowledge. Do you know it or not? And they will be asking you strategic questions to really assess your understanding of phonics. For example, the question that they asked me was, they are also trying to judge how good of a critical thinker you are. They would give you like a scenario. For example, they gave me the situation that you are in a class where you have 3 different kinds of needs, where you have advanced learners who are really good in reading, that they are reading above the grade level. Okay, then you have a set of students who are reading only at the grade level and somehow they need a little bit of support from you, but they can read themselves. And then you have a set of students that don't know even basic reading. They don't know how to read even simple words. So how are you going to support that group that needs a lot of support from you? How are you going to support them? I was applying actually for 2 positions there. I was applying for grade 3 and grade 5. So they had to see if I could actually provide intervention, if I had a good understanding and knowledge of phonics. So here my answer would really let them know if I knew what phonics was and if I could teach those kids who are struggling with reading in their formative years, if I could provide them intervention, if I help them with phonics. So yeah, this was my answer, that for those kids or for the set of students who are struggling with reading, with basic reading, I should provide them intervention. I should provide them support with sounds and letters. I should practice phonics with them. So here they knew that I had understanding of phonics. Not all the teachers starting from KG till grade 12, all teachers are not supposed to know or go and train themselves on what is phonics. They are not supposed to know this. The teachers who are in the formative years, KG, the foundation years, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, these teachers, they're supposed to know how to teach phonics, what phonics is, because they will be providing intervention. They will be the ones who will be providing support to their struggling readers. My answer to the teacher is no, you're not supposed to go and train yourself. This is not actually your headache. What you can do the best by yourself is try practicing simple sentences. When I was giving intervention to grade 9 students, with grade 9, grade 11, grade 12, you can't use phonics because they are already at a bigger grade, at a bigger grade level. You can't keep on wasting their time by practicing phonics with them. So you have to go with the strategy where you are practicing simple sentences. This is a cat. So they will be able to practice reading those sentences, practicing again and again, and remembering how to read each word. The same way as we practiced reading when we were kids. We didn't practice reading through phonics. We practiced reading by practicing the word again and again. So this will be the same strategy that we will be using with kids who are in bigger grades. So this is what I did with grade 9 students when I had to give them intervention. But when I would go to give intervention to grade 5, grade 6 and grade 7, yes, I did use phonics with them. But then again, I applied this strategy of phonics because I had the understanding, I had the prior knowledge and prior experience of how to teach phonics and what phonics was. So that's why I applied it, and it did help the students. Okay, but if you are teaching grade 6 or grade 7 or grade 8, but you don't know what is phonics, then it's not your responsibility. Building this skill is the responsibility of the teachers who are working with the kids in the formative years. But later, when kids progress to higher grades, let's say in grade 4 or grade 5 or grade 6, then there will be specific teachers who have this responsibility of pulling out kids and providing intervention. So those teachers know what phonics is, and those teachers are capable and are able enough to provide intervention in the right way, which means they know what is phonics, they know how to help kids in practicing phonics, pulling out the kids, practicing phonics with them in the intervention time to help and improve their reading skill. Okay. I hope it answers the question that should all the teachers know how to teach phonics? So no, not all the teachers are supposed to know how to teach phonics. So one of my previous colleagues, she's helping her own young kid at home in improving reading skill and also learning spellings. So she asked me to share with her some YouTube links that she could watch and have a quick understanding of what phonics is and how to teach phonics. This is also a misconception, and it's not just the one time, but I have heard it a lot of times that even I know phonics, even I can tell the sounds of different letters. I know phonics. We don't need trained teachers. It's not something that's difficult. It's a misconception. It's a misconception thinking that the sounds that letters make is just phonics. It's not that. Phonics is much more vast concept, vast subject that requires a lot of studying and exploration on your part. You have to study all the resources that any certain scheme of phonics offers, because there are many different schemes of phonics, programs of phonics. The only thing that's common in all these schemes is the sounds in English, because all these schemes are teaching the sounds that are in English. So of course the sounds are the same, but the difference is in the approach, in how they are teaching those sounds. That's what is different. So if you really have options, if you really can pick a really good scheme, go for the one that's really teaching all the sounds, and not just the sounds, but really teaching all the letter combinations, represent those sounds, all the phonemes and all the graphemes also, because there are some schemes that only focus on the phonemes, but they are not teaching all the graphemes, and they're also not helping a lot with segmenting and blending. You would have to really go for a good scheme that has good practices and good techniques involving all the phonemes and all the graphemes in different words. If phonics was so easy to master from just a YouTube link, then all the parents who are sitting at home trying to support their kids at home can just access that YouTube link and learn phonics and teach their own kids at home, and there would be no need for trained teachers. So we really need to understand that something that's valuable will not come in quick and will not come in for free and that easily without you putting in the time and the effort and the energy to really explore and look for all the resources and look for all the things that all different resources are providing. Those who are trying to help their kids at home, go through all the resources, study all the resources, study all different phonemes there are, study all different graphemes to have a good idea. But even then you will have an idea, a good idea or a good knowledge of different sounds and different letters in phonics. But even then it's a process. When you want to teach it, you really need to go through the process of trial and error, teaching to one set of students 1 year and seeing how they are performing, and what techniques helped them to perform and what techniques didn't help them to perform, and then modifying your instruction, modifying your strategies, and teaching another set of students another year. So it's all a long process of learning through trial and error. Especially as a teacher, you really have to go through all of this process. You have to take formal trainings from the trainers, which again doesn't mean that you will just sit the workshop or sit the learning session of 30 minutes or 1 hour. It's never going, if it's 30 minutes or 1 hour, it's just selected pieces of information they're using to talk about. That's it. They won't give you a full knowledge or a full understanding of the whole concept of phonics by showing you all the sound, different letter combinations that represent those sounds. 30 minutes or 1 hour it will not give you a complete understanding of phonics. It's going to take a long time, and it's going to take really professional formal trainings from representatives of that phonics program. They will be training you, then they will be observing how you will be teaching your students, then they will be giving you feedback, and after some time they'll return and observe your classes again to see the things that you will be using, or the points that you will use from their feedback to modify your instruction, and how are you teaching now. So it's all about practicing and assessing your own practices and going through that process of trial and error for yourself to improve. Will always come through a lot of practice. So I hope it would help you to understand that the random sources online, the YouTube links, because the creators, the YouTubers or the content creators will create videos to attract the viewers, but it doesn't mean that they will give you all the information for free. There is no YouTube link on YouTube or any random links or on Google that will train you completely within 30 minutes or within 1 hour on what phonics is. If it was that easy, then any person would literally become a master in phonics. It's always going to be a long process of learning, a long process of you wanting to explore what it is all about, you wanting to study all the resources that are available in any given scheme of phonics, going through all those resources, making comparisons between different strategies or different techniques in those different schemes of phonics, and then applying the strategies of teaching phonics by seeing what the resources are asking you to do, and then applying those strategies in your classes with them and seeing how it works with your learners, and modifying your instruction based on what you saw didn't work the last time. Okay, let me modify it, let me not do this the next time, let me try something else. So it's going to be a long process of practicing, learning, improving, modifying your instruction, seeing what works, seeing what went well, seeing what didn't work, what is it that you should continue doing with your learners, what is it you should not be doing with your learners. Be a long process of studying and practicing. Thank you so much.